Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is July 26th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery as of yesterday morning, showing you the smoke out there, some of the clouds for western Washington, BC, a little bit down into Oregon. Go through the day yesterday and you see the fires flare up, but you'll also see some thunderstorm activity there across central and eastern British Columbia, southeast Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. And as we go towards the evening hours, you can really see the smoke being produced. Some of the smoke from the park fire is moving north up across southeast Oregon as well, as you can see on the satellite imagery. We go through the overnight hours and you can really see the hot spots from all these fires out here as well across portions of Washington, Oregon in the overnight hours here on the GOES 18 satellite imagery, and Idaho. Taking a look on in through this morning, you can see all that smoke again being produced, a little bit lesser extent of some of the clouds here across western Washington, but there are some. You can see it punching into Vancouver Island as well, and then we go to where we are right about now. So we've got some interesting stuff coming up here. You see this energy here, this upper level low is going to shed a piece of its energy down towards the Pacific Northwest, going to bring a frontal system with it, and it's likely going to bring measurable precipitation here to some areas, including Seattle, Portland, a lot of coastal areas, British Columbia, the mountains, and some of that precipitation may even get east of the Cascades here. Pretty interesting stuff, because this is, climatologically speaking, our driest time of the year here across Pacific Northwest, and models are showing a pretty robust system here with some nice precipitation amounts moving down across the area. And you guys are killing it here. This is a live update of subscribers. We got over 100 yesterday as well. So click that button down below. It is free to do so. You can see when we started way back in June of 2021. And then I started producing more consistent videos here right at the end of 2021. And then we started picking up subscribers here. And yeah, you guys have been the reason for this page's success. And the daily comments down below are usually pretty intelligent, pretty amazing for a YouTube channel, quite honestly. So yeah, keep up the positive work there, folks. Much thanks to everybody out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fire danger coming up here. You can see just some patches of some elevated out there, but we do have isolated dry for portions of Idaho and southwest Montana for tomorrow. Now, taking a look a little bit off into the extended before we dive into the storm system here. This is Spokane National Weather Service. You can see heat possibly returning as we go through next week. We're going to take a look at that near the end of the video here today as well. And of course, health risk here from the wildfires, and you don't need me to tell you that here, but just kind of limit your exposure to it, especially during the afternoon and evening hours. And you can go to a site like the Western Fire Chiefs, and you can click on these individual fires and get all kinds of nice information. They haven't updated here the retreat fire just yet today, but I'm sure that'll come up later on. Looking at SeaTac, 73 degrees at 6 degrees below average. No precipitation just yet so far this month, but we may put a huge dent in our normal precipitation here as we go towards the end of the month. Again, usually our driest time of the year, but 0.6 of an inch is what we average, and we may be getting up over half an inch with this system coming in here. Yeah, we'll need to check that out here in a moment. But if you want a nice, affordable home weather station, it's got its own lightning detection system, stores the data for you in the cloud. Great smartphone app, attractive unit there. Go ahead and click on that link down below to save 10% off. So taking a look at what's going on here. This is this morning here. You see that energy across some of western Alaska. Here's Washington, Oregon, British Columbia there. Kind of a ridge poking out across the Gulf of Alaska. And then you can see this system right there. That is the frontal system driving down on the day Monday. It's going to keep us very cool here, seasonably cool, well below normal, and bring precipitation down across the region. So yeah, it's time to get the hype machine going on late July rainfall. Extremely rare here across the Pacific Northwest. And if we start to extend off into the extended forecast as well, a little bit of a hint, you can kind of see the ridge starting to build across the lower 48. More on that here in a moment. Looking up closer here, I'm going to show you this one more time. We're going to take a look. You can see the troughing just kind of hanging out in the meantime. Then the Monday system comes rolling down here. Check it out. That is going to be a fun one. You know, very unusual to get rainfall this time of year in the Pacific Northwest in late July. Taking a look at the European on the left versus the GFS on the right. Let's see what kind of precipitation amounts it's showing. So I keep waiting for a little bit of a back off, but the European is pretty steadfast here, bringing some nice amounts. This is Monday afternoon, about 5 p.m. or evening, and you can see the GFS here on the right shows a little bit less. The GFS downtrended a little bit, but it's still showing precipitation with that system. Then we get strong onshore flow and showers continuing all the way on in through the day Tuesday, even some rainfall possible east of the mountains at times on the European. So yeah, interesting stuff here showing up. Now looking at 24-hour precipitation totals, this is where it starts to get fun. We start to look here off into the extended as we go through Monday at night. So take a look at that, 52 hundredths of an inch there, up over a half an inch for Seattle. Look at some of the Washington coast, the Olympic Mountains, perhaps getting up over an inch and a half in a 24-hour period. These are 24-hour totals there, folks. And check it out, Portland, up over 4/10, maybe towards a half an inch as well. Moving across the Cascades, a little bit of precipitation, even trying to get east of the mountains in late July on a typical frontal system. That would be quite amazing here. So yeah, that is going to be fun, and we're going to take a look at some of the individual locations, starting with SeaTac, the control run calling for up over a half an inch here, so that's pretty nice. The mean is down towards a third of an inch right now, and you can see all 50 ensemble members, virtually all of them have some. There's only a couple, maybe 1, 2 that don't have any precipitation with this event here. So pretty good agreement on that front. This is Hoquiam out on the Washington coast. Check it out, 24-hour totals here, approaching an inch on the control. The mean is a much more conservative 4/10 of an inch, however. And this is Bellingham. Look at that, control up over a half an inch. The mean is down about 4/10 of an inch or a third of an inch or so. Spokane. Now you can see it's definitely much harder to get this moisture out across eastern portions of Washington and Oregon, but it does show a little bit trying to sneak out there. The control is actually up over a 1/10 of an inch. That would be a pretty amazing feat here in late July. Tri-Cities a little bit possible as well, maybe a couple hundredths of an inch is showing up in the mean. And this is for Portland, better chances here. The control run is actually the outlier here, shows about 7/10 of an inch in 24 hours. What a treat that would be. And here we go about the mean showing about a quarter of an inch. Here's Tillamook on the Oregon coastline there, about 3/10 of an inch, and the control showing about 4/10 of an inch there. So yeah, definitely something to look forward to as we go on in towards the end of the weekend and towards Monday. So I wanted to show you this. This is the apparent temperature. We're going to go through. This is for Friday afternoon. This is for today, and kind of see what 74 is showing up for Seattle. And then you can see the overnight cool down there, and you see some of the 70s return on Saturday for the Willamette Valley, maybe up towards 80 degrees, maybe towards 80 degrees for Seattle also, and a little bit warmer east, but definitely not the excessive heat that they had been getting earlier this month. And then we squall off in towards Sunday. We warm back up into the mid and upper 70s, 80s, low 80s here for Willamette Valley. And then watch what happens on Monday here. Then again, this is apparent temperature. It does take some wind chill into account, but look at this, only into the lower to mid 60s here for a lot of southwest BC, western Washington. It'll feel like 70s here across some of Oregon, but big changes coming up here with that system rolling through on Monday, and I'll just leave it there. You can see that. Yeah, pretty nice here. This would be a nice end of July treat. So we'll take another look here at this, because this is the long range. This is last night's or yesterday afternoon's European run there. There goes Monday's system right here. That passes through. Then you can kind of see the ridge start to build here, and the European, at least yesterday afternoons, the extended run actually shows a pretty crazy ridge. I mean, this is just excessively strong here across the west coast. But the good news is we're looking over 250 hours out into the extended forecast and out over 300 hours. So you're going to take that with a grain of salt. But the GFS was also showing some kind of ridging here developing, just not quite as strong as what the European is showing. So just something to watch here. We'll be breaking that down day by day as well. This is the GFS ensemble mean. This is actually last night's run. Here we go with Monday's system. You can see the troughing associated here, and then we start to try to build some ridging back here across the central USA, and then it tries to move up towards Pacific Northwest. And again, we'll be watching that, and if we go off into the future here, things start to smooth out here, because this is the average of all 30 ensemble members of the GFS. Taking a look at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport National Blended Models, you can see Monday clearly right there. That's the day we will be getting that rainfall. We might not even get to 69 if that frontal system comes in like the European is showing it. It'll be more down towards 64, 65, 66 degrees. And then you can see the bounce back in some of the heat there as we go through the following Seafair weekend. Looks like it's going to be pretty warm here, above normal temperatures. But again, we'll be breaking that down day by day. Here we go, daily 2-meter max temperatures. This is for today. Seattle 77, some mid 80s for the Willamette Valley. Here's tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday we start get that cool down here with that system rolling through. And Tuesday will probably be below average for a lot of areas west of the Cascades. Also, then we go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can see rolling on in towards Seafair weekend, we start to warm things up. Some 90s return to the Willamette Valley, and we start punching up over 100 degrees here east of the mountains as well. So average temperature departure from average here from July 1st through July 25th. Yeah, you haven't been dreaming it here, folks. We have been exceptionally warm and downright hot for some areas. Some areas in the red here are 6 to 8 degrees above normal for the month of July, one of our warmest months. So it is extremely noteworthy here, this heat that we've been dealing with so far this month. Precipitation departure from average, we have been below normal as well, especially the Cascades, Central Cascades, and some of the Washington coast also, and generally all of Oregon just slightly below average there. And precipitation departure from average since April 1st. You can kind of see a little bit more of a mixed bag here, but a lot of Western Oregon and not doing too hot. Some of the Seattle Metro, Tacoma, Olympia down the I-5 corridor has been -4 to -2 as well. The Cascades, Eastern Washington has also been below average. Portions of the Idaho Panhandle, and actually much of Idaho and Western Montana as well. 6 to 10 day. This was issued yesterday here. This isn't telling us much other than a big ridge is still forecast to develop across portions of the lower 48. And you can see the above average here as we go towards the end of the month. We'll see how that turns out as well and take that with a grain of salt. But, this is good that we don't have any critical burn environment ongoing right now. We're not expecting, widespread lightning caused fires, at least in the short term right now. So kind of good news on that front. And one more look at things here. This is a high resolution rapid refresh as of this morning. You can see as we go through the afternoon hours, these fires really start to flare up. Look at Eastern Oregon just bathing in the smoke right now. The Park fire spreading smoke northbound here. And then you can see a lot of Eastern Washington not doing too hot as well. There is a fire here on Vancouver Island. It's been producing some smoke as well. So you may see some of that haze in the sky across Western Washington also at times as we go through this weekend. And then you can kind of see how the fires do fire up during the afternoon and evening hours. And then they kind of lay down a bit at night. But yeah, interesting stuff. System is coming on its way. You can see that activity here. That is what's going to be dropping some energy down here across the region. I'm hoping we get some rainfall out of this. We can really use it, as I showed you here across much of the Pacific Northwest. But otherwise, we'll continue to break this stuff down day by day. I go back to work today here for 4 days, Alaska Airlines. But I will still be doing my daily briefings here every morning. So yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.